What is up, guys? Chris here from Bear Market Mining. Thanks again for stopping by. So today we're going to look at my Kaspa and Alephium mining farm. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how much I've actually earned in the last month since I've had all my different hardware pieces online. I get a ton of people asking, so here's the video. We're going to let you guys know what it costs, what the hardware is, how much we've yielded, and what that works out to in dollars after we take the electricity out. So let's get straight into it. So first on our list is this army of 10 KS0 Ultras, just chugging away non-stop. These have been really good little units. 400 gigahash at 100 watts, so a 4 terahash, 1000 watt home Kaspa mining farm. So these have been really good. They were my first units, haven't had an issue with them at all. I've slapped the fans on them just because when I've got all my other hardware online in here, it does get pretty hot living in Australia and humid. So just to keep them a little bit cooler. Some say you don't need to, but I have anyway because I do what I want. So 4 terahash, 1000 watts, and these have been just absolutely drilling the Kaspa for the last 30 days. All right, so next up, let's look at my big boy ASIC. So this is the KS5L. So it's about 4 grand at the moment. I paid a little bit more than that 30 days ago, but pumping out 12 terahash at 3400 watts. So this thing's pulling in some serious Alephium at the moment. Although you know, yield has gone down and down and down with that crazy hash rate. Approaching 1 exahash soon with the Bitmain units coming, so we're just trying to get as much as possible for now. Also got the KS5M, which is the 15 terahash unit. Same again, paid a little bit more than the 7 grand. I think I paid about 7.5 or so, but 15 terahash as well, plus or minus 3400 watts, so a little bit more efficient than the KS5L, but these two have just been working in tandem together for the last, I think, 32 days or so now. So we're calling it a month, all right? Don't check me on that. 32 days, calling it a month. Been going really strong, and we've had that hosted over here on Ice River. So if you saw my video about the Ice River hosting review, initially we were definitely having a few challenges. They were having heat issues, then they were having network issues, but at the moment, the last week or so, it's been pretty smooth sailing. So I would say, you know, overall, we've probably had a 90+% uptime rate. So I'm pretty happy with that. And for 8 cents per kilowatt hour, I just can't compete. So these have been chugging along here nicely. Definitely no complaints. I mean, look, a couple of complaints. I don't even know if I'd call them complaints, but you know what I mean? 90% uptime, 100 would be nice, but you know, them's the breaks. These are my only options. My electricity rate of 13 cents USD versus the 90% uptime at 8 cents. The math is mathin', and it works out more profitable to host them. So hosted they are. Moving along to the Alephium miners, we have got one of these Goldshell AL boxes. Now this is my first Alephium miner. I got it just after I got my army of KS0 Ultras, and this has just been chugging along for the last 30 days. Plus, might even be slightly less, but we'll go through all that at the end. So 360 gigahash, 180 watts. Now look, I paid a little bit more than this, obviously, again, because I got it a few days ago. But them's the breaks. Look, I'm still happy with it. I believe in Alephium, so I'm fairly confident that this is going to be a really good buy in about 6 months to a year or so. We've also been mining with the AlBox 2. Now, this is pretty much 2 AlBox 1s. In fact, it is exactly 2 AlBox 1s. So 720 gigahash for 360 watts. Double the hash rate, double the power. So you know, we're that really beefed up the mining rewards, that's for sure. Like I've definitely noticed a huge increase from that AlBox 1. As you'd imagine, you know, we're now adding another 200% worth of hash rate to our original AlBox 1, and this also has just been chugging along. Fairly reasonably priced, but look, it's hard to compete with the ALOs that are coming online. nothing's going to be as efficient of those. You know, Ice River just mass produces the absolute what out of these, but these are, like I've said in previous videos, better quality units, and I would not be surprised if these Goldshell Alephium miners of mine outlast the ALO. So shout out to Crypto Miner Bros here. We're on their website. They are helping me with an ALO, so we'll have a review about that one coming out soon. And if you want to grab yourself a discount, use code BEARMINER, and I will leave that link in the description, and you can save yourself, I think it's $70 off all items on their store. So now that we've seen what hardware I'm using, let's have a look at the important stuff. The meat and potatoes, the numbers. Is this a worthwhile venture? Let's find out. So basically, I've taken all of my payouts from my Kaspa and Alephium wallets over the last 30 days and calculated them into a spreadsheet. Now, as I mentioned previously, some of these miners have been on for the full 30 days. Some have been online for around 20, 25 days, but irregardless, we've taken all the numbers, thrown them into the spreadsheet, and let's take a look at how it's going. So as you can see here, we have the 4 different sources of revenue. We have 2 Kaspa section miners and 2 Alephium miners. So we have the KS0 Ultra, 10 of those at home. You saw them at the very start. We have the KS5L and 5M. They are being hosted by Ice River. We have the AlBox, which I have at home. And then we have the AlBox 2, which I am getting hash rate provided to me. So starting up on the top left, we can see the 10 KS0 Ultras have yielded us 1,428 Kaspa, totaling $345. But we have to take out our electricity on that, which comes to a total of $136.80. Now, this is at 19 cents kilowatt hour. All of these numbers are in AUD, so you can convert them into USD or whatever currency you like. Next, down in the column, we have the KS5L, the KS5M, nearly 9,645, or not nearly, exactly 9,645 Kaspa yielded from the KS5L and 5M. Now the same current price, which is about 24 cents, that's Aussie dollars, totaling a nice $2,314. But do they use some electricity? Yes, they do. So these are 3,400 watt units, totaling 7,200 watts each, which works out to 4,896 kilowatt hours per month. Now the hosting rate is 8 cents USD, but that works out to about 12 cents Aussie dollar. Now, not too far off from my solar rate, which is 19 cents including the solar, about 30 cents when not including the solar, but because I've only got an 8 kilowatt system and I am running other hardware, sorry, it wouldn't make sense for me to have these at home. So really happy I've got them hosted. So that brings our monthly total revenue to 11,074 Kaspa and some change, which works out to $2,660. So that's been a pretty nice first month having these hosted. Now we still have a fair way to go, obviously, to ROI on these, but price increase and we're all laughing, right? So, but of course we can't take out the electricity rate in that. So the actual profit was just under $2,000 Aussie dollars, like I said again, which I think is about 1,300 US dollars or so, something like that. So really, really good. Very, very happy to start with that. And then we move along over to the Alephium miners. So this AlBox is mining at home as well, just like the KS0 Ultras. A 19 cent kilowatt hour rate. That works out to $22 worth of electricity spent and a total of $331 in profit. So there's a much better profit versus loss ratio here, as you can see. So this would have been a lot better over in this KS0 Ultra side. When we first started, these were making about $3 worth of Kaspa a day. So it's about 50 cents. So 6x or a negative 6x, I should say. So if we stayed at that price, or that yield, I should say, that we were getting initially, this number would have been a lot higher. But hey, them's the breaks. That's how it works, right? But anyway, moving down to the AlBox 2, which I have been provided by Goldshell. So shout out to Goldshell as well. They're providing the hash rate for this unit. So in the last month so far, we've yielded a total of 331 Alephium, at $2.33, which works out to a cool $772. Now, as you can see in this expense breakdown, there is no electricity cost on this, as I'm not paying electricity for it. So that's really, really nice. But these units don't use a lot. It would be using double this number. They are twice the hash rate, twice electricity. So that's $44. So not a huge loss. So you could take the $44 off this monthly total if you wanted to. But looking at the revenue overall for that 473 Alephium, now that's really good. I'm trying to get as much of this as possible because that hash rate is coming. The ALOs, the Bitmain AL1s, I think they're called, are coming as well, and that's just going to wreck the hash rate. So we'll see how much this is making in a couple of weeks. Total expenses are $22, so yeah, a much better profit versus loss split, sorry, compared to the Kaspa ASICs. So scrolling on down, you'll see we've got two different sections here. So highlighted first, we have our monthly profit, because that's what you came to see the video for. So that works out to a total of $3,016 profit after electricity for these 4 different miner sections. So let me tell you, I've been GPU mining and CPU mining for years, and in the last year and a half or so, whatever it's been since the ETH merge, I haven't seen anything like this in that period of time. I've been making a few $100 purely mining off the solar, but this is basically a 10x on what I've been making. So really, really glad I made the change. That works out to about $100 daily, $694 weekly, and if prices were to stay the same, I should mention these are all current prices, right? So the hash rate is going to go down, is going to go up. So this could go down, but a nice 36,000 a year if everything was to stay the same price versus hash rate. But we know that is not the case. So that brings us over to our next column here. This is called the sensitivity analysis. So this is basically like a what if scenario, right? How sensitive is Kaspa to price appreciation, price depreciation, hash rate going up and down? Down would be really, really nice. So just throwing a few random numbers here, and you can do this math pretty simply yourself if you want. So 50% of price, that would mean our monthly profit would still be $1,500. So not too bad. I think we'd definitely take that all day of the week. The 2x price, however, is where it starts to get nice, over 6 grand. 3x, 9 grand, and a 4x, $12,067. So Kaspa's worth 24 cents right now. Alephium's worth $2.50. These are two really promising coins, so there is potential in years to come for these coins to get there. It's just all about who can hold. And let me tell you right now, I am holding. I'm not selling any of this at the moment, especially with all this hash rate coming online. I'm trying to get as much as possible. So those are the numbers, guys. $3,016 profit on those 4 different miner sections. So really, really happy with that. As I said, it's been blowing my CPU and GPU mining profits out of the water at the moment. They're all mining off the solar, and I think I'm making about 200 or so bucks at the moment, mining random spec coins and this and that, and converting this on TradeOrga and this one on ZegX, and it's a real headache. So this has been real clean and easy, especially because a good portion of that is being hosted elsewhere overseas. So there's no management in them. Those KS0 Ultras and the Albox One at home have just been steaming along, making them gains, getting that yield. So no complaints at all. So I'm interested to know who's got any of these miners. So let me know down in the comments. And I'd also like to know, what do you think about this investment? Do you think I've made a good decision? Because you guys have seen the numbers. I'm sure you can figure out what this cost me to get set up. So let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.